Okay, what's the one trait, the single thing that really defines a successful founder? It's not just about having some brilliant idea or a fancy degree. Today, we're going to break down the one quality that investors are always hunting for, even when they don't consciously realize it, being relentlessly resourceful. Look, when you're talking about the earliest stages of a company, it isn't just about smarts. Most founders are plenty smart. The real question is, how tough, how ambitious are they really going to be? That's what's absolutely crucial for survival. And this right here, this is the whole game. This distinction is at the very core of what we're talking about today. It's the difference between waiting for things to happen to you and making them happen with whatever you've got. So what does it actually mean to be relentlessly resourceful? Because it's way more than just a buzzword. It's a very specific set of behaviors you can actually spot if you know what to look for. So let's break down this founder X factor. It's this killer combination of toughness and adaptability. It's this absolute refusal to be a victim of your situation. You see, it means you look at problems not as dead ends, but as puzzles that just need to be solved. Man, this quote just nails the mindset. A resourceful founder deliberately chooses the harder path, running upstairs, because they know their bigger, slower competitor is going to have an even tougher time. They actually seek out that difficult ground because it creates a barrier for everyone else. And here's the key difference, right? Being resourceful is the complete opposite of being hapless. A hapless person, they just get battered by circumstances. They wait for someone to tell them what to do. A resourceful person adapts, they keep trying new stuff, and they actively solve the problem that's staring them right in the face. Now, to see this trait out in the wild, let's look at one of the most legendary founder stories out there, Airbnb. Seriously, their journey is a masterclass in relentless resourcefulness. So by late 2008, these guys were on their last legs. I mean, think about it. After a full year of work, they had zero growth, a mountain of personal debt, and oh yeah, the stock market was in complete freefall. Any normal person would have thrown in the towel. It got so bad that one investor they met at a cafe literally walked out in the middle of their pitch. They actually thought he was just going to the bathroom, but nope. He never came back. He didn't just leave, he left his smoothie behind. That's how little he thought of their idea. So how were they funding the company? Not with investor money, that's for sure. They were using personal credit cards that they kept in a plastic binder, like the kind you used in school. They had this agreement that this was it, one last shot. If this didn't work, they were done. So why on earth didn't they just give up? Because they knew they were onto something. They had felt that magic moment themselves as the very first hosts. And their resourcefulness drove them to do things that, at the time, seemed completely nuts, totally unscalable. And this is just a classic example of doing things that don't scale. Instead of running ads or tweaking their website, they got on the plane, flew to New York, and met every single one of their early hosts in person to figure out what was wrong. They didn't wait for the answer to come to down, they went out and hunted it down. You know, their journey just perfectly demonstrates this mindset of pure survival. Knowing that these gut-wrenching lows are just part of the process for everyone, that's what separates the people who quit from the ones who manage to hang on. And like the saying goes, startups rarely die in mid-keystroke, so just keep typing. This constant forward motion, this focus on just scoring and surviving, it brings us to this great analogy. The startup as a mosquito. It's designed for one thing, to score. It wastes zero energy on defense. A startup's only defense is to succeed before it runs out of time and money. Okay, so how can you spot this relentless, unstoppable quality in yourself or in other people? Well, there's a really simple and surprisingly effective little test you can use. This test works because it gets right to the heart of the trait. An animal is someone so tenacious, so driven, that calling them that feels less like a metaphor and more like a simple statement of fact. I mean, think about the Airbnb founders with that binder of credit cards. You don't laugh, do you? You don't need that quality in a big company, but you absolutely need it in a startup. And that's really the ultimate question, isn't it? Because in the crazy, unpredictable, often brutal world of startups, that relentless drive to survive, to adapt, and to just score, that is the one thing that truly matters. It's the one thing that can turn a plastic binder of maxed out credit cards into a multi-billion-dollar company.